Welcome to West Virginian Commonplace. Today I have a very special guest. This is one of those Rustburg shows that I'm doing. And everybody knows that with these Rustburg shows, they're my living legend shows. I find somebody that personifies what Rustburg is about, be it them, their family. And I have Mr. Jeff Doss with me. Mr. Jeff Doss comes from a great family. His mother, his brother, everyone around is involved in Rustburg somehow. But Jeff, we call him Sushi. Jeff is by far the Chuck Norris of Rustburg, probably of Central Virginia, actually. So,
In some
Jeff,
ways.
please introduce yourself and let my audience know who you are and tell them about everything about you, the world titles and everything that's going on with you.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy, for good seeing you again, and thanks for having me on. So I'm Jeff Doss. I am 36 years old, and I've lived in Rustburg almost all my life. And I had started martial arts when I was 4 years old. And so, again, 32 years of being in the martial arts. I own Grand Slam Martial Arts. I have a full-time martial arts school. I also own Grand Slam Dance now in the area. So we have a dance school and a martial arts
Oh,
school in
wow.
Rustburg for people, because again, when we were growing up, there was no places like that in our area
Not at
to
all.
do that. And so I've been open for 12 years now, and uh, almost 13. And that's been the focus, is just bringing something that is high level to Rustburg. And that's the thing that we want, is it's not just, just another place over here and whatever. It's like, no, like, you can, no matter where you're from, you can be a champion. You can be, whatever you want to be. I just remember growing up, oh, you're from Rustburg, you can't do that. Or, or the other end, it would be, whoa, you do that and you're from Rustburg? I'm like, well, yeah, but it's like, we all have these opportunities. Let's just get out there and do it. So I've been excited to do that. It's been my main thing for a while, is running the martial arts school and doing other things and traveling. I've been traveling. Geez, I started competing probably when I was 5. And I really started doing national tournaments from the age of 9 all the way to now. I'm still competing. I actually just won a tournament in New York. I found out today, like a virtual tournament for some of my forms and stuff. So I still try to stay active. But yeah, I've won 23 world titles in sport karate.
Oh, 23
Doing,
titles. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So I've done that, and I've also taught. Let's see, within our school, we've had probably over 25, maybe more than that. As far as titles that we've won, like our school has, the different students.
Oh,
So
my
I mean, I
Lord.
had like one student that 1 year won like 7 world titles in 1 year.
Oh, my
So
Lord.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, it sounds different, when you hear that. With our sport, there's different styles and there's different divisions and things. So you could win 14, 15 world titles in 1 year if you go and compete in that many divisions and win every one. And no one's ever done that before, but people have gotten close. Like for me, when I was graduating high school, that weekend after, there was a tournament in North Carolina at Carowinds, and I competed in like 23 different divisions,
Whoa.
and I won like 15 first places, and I ended up winning a motorcycle.
Oh, my
So
Lord.
yeah, so it's just funny. The way that martial arts, the opportunities it's given me have been great. Not only for me to be that person that was trying to find my place, like where I fit in, and so I would travel all over the place, and and people would be like, "Where did he go?" Like, what's going on? Where Jeff's gone again? And I'd miss 20 to 30 days of school a year, traveling to tournaments all over. But the martial arts it's always just helped me, as far as being, I'm only 5'5" and 130 something pounds, so short, trying to figure out where do I fit in. And it's been a great thing for me, as far as building confidence, and not just confidence in myself to just feel okay, but like confidence to teach other people, to reach other people. And that's the biggest thing that we really push at Grand Slam Martial Arts, is just the confidence and that belief in yourself and doing great things, so.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Let's go back in
Yep.
time.
I know we kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we'll go all over the place. That's fine. That's what a podcast is for.
Yes, sir.
Um, childhood. Go back to your childhood. What
Right.
was the first time that you just got amped and you were so pumped to be doing martial arts? Like what like pumped you up to do martial arts, and what was like that wow moment for you that you knew that you had made it? Like you
Yeah.
self-esteem
That's a
booster.
hard one. Yeah, I mean, as far as for that moment, I'll go before and what kind of got me into it. So you know this, but a lot of other people may not. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I'm a huge pro
Yes.
wrestling fan. So my favorite wrestler was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and
Okay.
he would come to the ring with a martial arts uniform and a gi on. And I was like, okay, either I'm going to do wrestling or I'm going to do karate. And we just kind of went to karate first. Funny later on, in high school, and I ended up doing wrestling,
Yep.
and it's helped me a bunch with my martial arts and my school. And we hopefully, when things get somewhere where we can move forward next year, we'll get our wrestling team back at Grand Slam. So we
Okay.
started a wrestling program as well last year, and 2019. So that was kind of what got me in there. Of course, there's other things like the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. But there was also a kid that was in the newspaper, and his name is Seneca Luther, and he was from Lynchburg, Virginia. And seeing him in like a local paper traveling and winning tournaments was something where I was like, okay, so this is something I could do, and we can find someone to do that, here. So those are all the things that kind of led me to it. As far as the first, I don't know, I don't remember a time that I haven't loved martial arts, that I haven't loved karate. It's crazy. I mean, I think about that every day. It's sometimes it's bad because it's just become so much of my life, but it's my passion, And for me, that made me feel like, okay, you got this, was when I think when I finally like achieved my black belt, and I
Okay.
was young. I started at 4. I got my black belt at 9 years old.
Whoa.
Still, it was 5 years I was in martial arts, so that's about the right time frame. But the thing is, it's like I went to a tournament that day, and then I went and did my black belt test that night. So, and the black belt test was from 7 p.m. till 6 a.m. And so
Whoa.
straight through after I already competed all day and traveled and back and forth. And it's just what I was doing. Like I went to the karate school every day. I was there for probably 3 hours every time. And so I probably more than that. But, while I was waiting in between classes, I would do my homework or whatever, and then go back and train again. And it was like that for a long time until I was no longer part of a karate school. I had to kind of went on my own.
Okay.
But so, yeah, I mean, that was kind of, for me, it was that, all right, you did it. Now let's go and accomplish those big goals, and for me, those goals were being a national champion. And then eventually a world champion. At that time, there wasn't really, we didn't know too much about world titles. It was just, the big circuit was in America, and that's what we focused on. So, and then it kind of moved on and on from there. So,
And as it progressed, it got bigger and bigger.
right, right.
So now today, let's talk about this real fast if you don't care.
Yeah.
Someone that aspires that wants to get into martial arts, how do they get in contact with you? How do they get to your school? Because your school is the premier school in Central Virginia. I
Right.
said that. You don't have to say that. I'm gonna put it right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
So let's see, there's many ways. So Grand Slam Martial Arts, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. And you can find us that way. You can also find a website, grandslamfit.com. All three of those ways are great ways. I'm really big, on Facebook and Instagram, on social media. We put out there of all the different things we do, how our classes go, highlight different students. And I'm pretty good about getting back to everybody real fast. So that's one way there. You can also reach me on if you're interested in more like private lessons or things like that, you reach me on my personal Instagram, which is Sushi Grand Slam. And then also, or just Jeff Doss on Facebook. So
okay, because the thing with the podcast, I always like to interject that in towards the middle because we have people that like to click through the podcast. They
Yeah,
find
yeah.
certain spots they want to listen to, so we'll plug it a
I
few times.
understand. Yeah.
Um, so I'll tell you the thing. I'm the type of person that I just kind of I watch people, because that's kind of what I do to find out different things for my podcast.
Right.
Let me tell you the amazing thing about you. So, I'm traveling wherever I am. I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and with my job, I deal with tons of people, tons of them. So, I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I'm not so much a Facebook guy because Facebook's whatever.
Right.
I treat
Right.
it like Walmart. I treat Instagram like Target. Not everybody's gonna go there, but you're gonna
Right.
get a lot more out of Instagram. So when you're scrolling, you're seeing these children, these adults. You're seeing all these people um, doing martial arts, and I'm not gonna say
Right.
karate. I'm gonna say martial arts to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah.
And it's on your page. You have instruction. You're doing one thing that I like. You and another person that I had a guest today. Y'all both are social media influencers. You don't
Mhm.
know this, but you are. Um, Certain type of things dealing with determination, setting goals, doing these things. You even do
Right.
a question on your
Right.
Instagram story, and you have to
Yeah.
understand. Me being a fan of a fan and a fan of another fan, I
Right.
watch everybody's the first 15 people on my story when I post something, I go across. And you're one of the first 15 people I see every day, or if it isn't every day, it's pretty much every day, I
Okay.
want to assume.
Right.
And how do you feel about being a social media influencer inside of what you do right now? Because it has to make you feel a certain type of way. Do you feel that there's like um a certain way you have to carry yourself, or are you just the same old Jeff no matter what you're doing?
Yeah. No, I just think it's just getting who I am out to other people. You know what I mean? I think that's all it is. I mean, it's not really changing anything really, because the same stuff that I say on Instagram is stuff I say in class, the stuff that I say when I'm talking to people or meeting someone, um, and if I'm not doing that, then I need to call myself on it and do it, spread that out more. I think really being genuine and not being afraid to just be vulnerable. I think that's the biggest thing. I do a morning question. It's called Morning Questions, and I do a podcast. It's real short, and I do like 5 minute kind of takes, of just the question for the day, and that's just. I think all of us need to ask ourselves certain questions each day, right? We all have that,
Yes.
and we have to dig deeper and find those answers because the worst thing I hear all the time, especially dealing with kids, is I don't know, right? But you do
Right.
know because it's the answers in there. You just got to ask yourself the right questions, and so I do that, and I'm real like if I have something going on, I'll just be like, all right, uh, I'm feeling bad about this right now. Maybe I need to get better at this. I'm realizing that. How can you relate? And start. We get comments and things. Sometimes I do it on Facebook Live. Sometimes I do it on Instagram Live. It just depends on where I'm at. And sometimes I'll be driving and I'll just put it on and I'll use Anchor and just go and do that right there just to make it fast. But because I think sometimes we forget, like when you feel something or you feel like you need to share something, like you need to get that out immediately, I think, because we forget it and our mind changes and we go into something else and we're all so busy. So I think just getting out there and the more that I can help someone, the better. I think, all of us can inspire other people.
Okay,
And
so let's spin this real quick. You said something about a podcast, so I'm
right,
missing something here.
right,
So you got a podcast going on Anchor?
right. So I have two podcasts actually.
Okay.
So I do just a podcast called Morning Questions with Jeff Doss, and that's on all the different platforms as well. And it's kind of like a 5 minute kind of motivational thing where we kind of talk about those questions of the day. I've been doing that probably for 2 years now. So I
Okay.
do that. And now for over a year, I have a podcast called Inside Scoop, and is a martial arts podcast that my friend and my friend Alex Dingman, he's from Chicago. We do this show. We're part of the Martial Arts Inner Network, which is a network of martial arts podcasts. And
Okay.
so we do different ones of that. And sometimes I help with another one as well. So and we talk about all kinds of things within the martial arts, within just life, other things going on. Um, I have been involved not only in martial arts for long, but competing for so long, and I remember a lot. So they kind of call me Jeffopedia. So so we talk about different issues that are going on, and things that how the past kind of relates to now and what we can learn from it and things. So it's a lot of fun.
All right, so audience, I'm really impressed with this. Jeff has multiple podcasts. He's multimedia mogul here, basically. So we have to paint a scenery for
Yes,
our audience. Growing up in Rustburg, if I'm familiar, you were back behind the high school, Bear Creek, somewhere down that way.
I was down close to Bear. It was Red House Road. Yeah,
Red House Road.
I
Okay,
was about
so paint
six,
a
7
picture.
miles further than the high school. So even further out. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have went to William Campbell or something, right?
Right. Right.
Right. So paint a picture of what Rustburg is for the audience, because the way that I tell people, that I just say that there's what three stoplights, two.
Yeah. It's maybe 4 now, but yeah. So yeah, it is. Man, it's not a town, it's a village, right? And that's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it's called. And so, where I lived in kind of like 5 acres of land. Is an old farmhouse from like 1903 or something like
Oh
that.
wow.
And so, right across the street was the big red mill, which used to be this, big warehouse and plant for years that they, I'm not even sure what they made, but they, that was always across the street, and it was just, oh, you're across from the red mill. So when you live in old towns, like everyone has like a marker, you know what I mean? And it's always the
Yeah.
most random marker, it's like, oh, you're across from the old mill, okay, or you're across from, where Jack's place used to be, or you're
Yeah.
across from, Long Mountain, or and it's just those, and no one else would know what you're talking about unless you're in Rustburg, and
Right.
so
And like I
yeah,
always tell people, Rustburg in its own is it's weird. We're a double A school, but we all come from vast areas. Like you have Concord, and like where I grew up on Candler's Mountain, which
right,
they consider that. I don't even know what they call it. It's Rustburg, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
consider suburbia Lynchburg.
right, it is, yeah. Right. And it's weird just the way that it is. I mean, it's kind of all over the place, the way, they kind of go in and out. And really, like, if you go to Rustburg Middle School, you're also actually from Concord or Evington, Rustburg. It takes from 3 different schools, elementary schools, for
Yeah.
the middle school and the high school. So, some people have a Lynchburg address, some people have Concord. So yeah, I mean, just in where I'm at, like, with my business, I have people from like many different cities just around here, different, and, nowadays it's so funny. Just when you have to run like credit cards now, I have to ask for zip codes now, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like the hardest thing, because it used to just be, all right, everyone's, it's the same
From
one, whatever.
Rustburg, yeah. Or
Yeah,
you're from
no,
Lynchburg.
everybody's in different ones.
And you
So
never know if you're going to
yeah,
get that guy from Appomattox or that guy from
right,
wherever.
right.
And we're being the premier school in Central Virginia. Once again, I plug that.
Thank you.
Um, you know, 434 is big.
Yeah, yeah, it
And then
is.
you may even have some 540 because Bedford's right around the corner, and
Yep,
Forest area
yep. I
branches
have
over.
people from Bedford that come here as well. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's.
I mean, I have people from North Carolina, from Richmond, that still either travel here once or twice a week, um, or they come on the weekends for private lessons. I've had people from all over. So some of that comes from competing. Some of that comes from just, word of mouth, from them knowing or seeing me. And now it's kind of the thing of how to reach more people, and virtually. I've done a lot, doing Zoom classes with people from all
Yes.
over, doing seminars through Zoom. And yeah, so I mean, it's usually once a year I would travel to Mexico to do seminars.
Oh, man.
I haven't done that, of course, in a while, but I'm still doing seminars with some of them through Zoom. So there's always just, no matter what, like, people just don't understand how small like the town is. They don't believe me when I say we only have 1,400 people in our town,
Yeah.
like, and they're like, no, yeah, because everyone just thinks, oh yeah, I'm from a small town. There's, we only have 50,000 people. I'm like, yeah, it's not, yeah,
No.
1,400. Like, how have you stayed alive? Like, how has your school lasted for this long? That was always the thing. And that that I remember when I opened, it's like, "Ah, that's not going to work in Rustburg. That's not going to work in Rustburg." When I opened my high school, and it was just always just, I'd be like, "Yeah, it is. Don't you worry. Like, people need this, because, and we've had this talk about, what's essential, what's not. But at the same time, for me, I know that's more than kicks and punches. I know that's more than
Right.
just extracurricular activity. It's a way of life that helps inspire people, to helps children with mental health. There's so many children I've had that have no father figures, and so myself and my staff have been that male influence in their life. Some have just been where they need friends, or like I've had some that would, when they came on the floor, like they would just be
Hunched
like
up.
this,
Yeah.
and then they're, a month later volunteering to speak up in class or lead stretches in class or do something like that, which they would have never done before. It's more than just, even the art. It's about that confidence and that personal growth, and that inspiration that, I always say, like, everybody's a leader because you have to lead yourself to do something great, right? You got to lead yourself first
Yes.
before you can lead others. So um, that's what it is. I want to great leaders, and even if you just lead yourself to get out of bed each morning and do something productive, you are a leader. You're leading somebody. So
And I say, like, the great thing there, like, I hear it in everything you're saying. It's a self-esteem booster. Like, you are building people up. Like, how does that make you feel? That, I mean, like I've already done the influential part, but we're gonna
yeah,
go a little deeper. We're gonna do some 2020 here. Remember that TV show?
that's
With
right. Yep.
Diane Sawyer and Barbara Walters. We're not gonna do John Stossel because he did a little funny part. But here's a
Yeah.
hard hitting question here. Like, how does it make you feel as a person to know that you are the guiding light to someone not doing something bad, somebody doing
Right.
something great with their life? Like, how does that make you feel?
It's great. For me, it's what I feel like I'm called to do here. I really believe that this is my calling. Um, everyone has different things that they feel they need to do. For me, this is it. And I know that um, as much as I influence them and boost them, it does that to me too. Like, it boosts me to be even better at what I'm doing. So that way I can continue to help that person, but also help someone else, in the process. Maybe not only that boost their confidence, but boost their confidence enough to do the same thing for somebody else. Right. So that's what's exciting to me about it. And I mean, it's just fun. It's fun to do it. And it's not just, again, like, it's not just the martial arts. There's so much in it. And I've, over these past 3-4 years, I've really focused more on just being more than just a martial artist, or like someone that teaches kicks and punches. Like, how can I personally grow myself better? In a lot of different ways, and learning new things and stuff, and getting with different coaches and mentors to help me do that. Because, again, I mean, I love Russ, but there's not always a lot of that. There's not always that person that you can go to that at least will understand what you're doing. So,
Okay.
but
Now,
yeah,
now let me ask you this. Let's get this. This is the big old cat out the bag. Now you're a teacher.
yes,
There's somebody else that's a younger brother to you.
right,
His name is
yeah,
Cord.
yes,
Both of you two teach people and guide people.
yeah,
Do y'all ever just have a little personal conference, like meeting at the former Tasty Freeze or something,
right.
and just, compare how y'all are helping people and what you can
So,
feed off each other?
right, right. So, when we have the time to sit down, yeah, we do. We're both so busy. But yeah, I mean, it's funny how it's all kind of worked its way out. He is heavily involved in the ministry now at
Yes.
Timberlake United Methodist Church, and he kind of went a lot of different roads. He was working for me when I opened the school, and from that, we were putting on tournaments and national tournaments, and he learned how to be a graphic designer from working here. And then he ended up making his own business and doing that, and then getting hired by a big engineering company as their graphic designer and their marketing person for their company. And then he left that and went full time into, he does so many things at the church
Yeah.
now. It's
So
just crazy.
much.
So it's not just running, leading worship or things like that. he does that. He leads the life groups, and he also let's see, I think he's even running the giving program area and like the tides and everything. But he also does the electronics as well. Like so,
Oh man, so
yeah.
he's
So
busy.
he's definitely into it. So yeah, I mean that's something him and I need to more. We do when we had the opportunity to talk about how we can keep growing and things like that. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. He's my younger brother. Everyone always thinks I'm the youngest, but yeah. So
And
but
I say this about your brother, he's a spitting image of your mama.
yeah,
Oh my
definitely,
lord, up and
definitely he
down,
is.
up and
He is, and attitude and everything too.
down. Oh man.
Yeah.
Now, how do your parents feel about all this?
Um. So yeah, I mean they're going to be involved no matter what. They have helped so much as far as all of the schools that I've had or been a part of. They've helped with whatever it takes to get them up and going, and will always be the first people that I could ask for help. So and just things that whatever like my dad, whatever if I need something done here at the school, he'll be first here, come and help me out. So they're proud, they're excited, even when it's like, hey, I'm doing a I have a tournament or something, they'll make sure that they'll be right there, you know what I mean? So like they're gonna watch it online, like if there's a live stream or something going on, they're gonna be the first ones on there and everything. So it's they're always my supporters no matter what, and they're still excited, for what I do, So
Glad to hear that because that's awesome to have two parents
yeah,
involved like that. Pillars of the community. Like I mean,
right, right,
y'all fortify Rustburg. Because like I said, and I'm very explicit when I say this, and it's no disrespect to anybody. Between what you're doing and nothing else,
right,
you're Rustburg.
right,
Uh,
right,
we have
right.
affiliated sports with high schools and clubs and stuff like that, but with what you're doing is just amazing. So let's get into the Diane Sawyer questions now.
Okay, all right.
Now, when was the time that you got injured? Like, when did you get injured? There's been a point somewhere in your career you got injured.
Yes, yes. Let's see. Hold on one second.
Oh,
So
he
I have,
went back in the vault.
yeah, let me think. I have, man. So probably my biggest injury was like I've had ankle problems since I've been a kid. I found out later on what it was. I actually my ankles kind of similar to my shoulders would sublux and go in and out of joint, and so
That's how
that
you're
would
all flexible.
somewhat, yeah. So except I'd stretch probably 3 times a day at least, so that helps as well. But I I had a real bad injury like a month before I was going to the World Championships,
Oh man.
and so I mean I cracked it bad and tore ligaments and everything, and just stayed off of it. Um, and then I was going to like on the plane with crutches on, and then first steps or whatever was me competing, and I had won so many other world titles, different organizations, but this is one that I really wanted to win. And so um, I had been trying to win this organization's title for like 9 years or 11
Oh
years.
man.
And some of the other ones I had won in, only taken me a year or two to win. And so I ended up winning, but I ended up having to do like tons of different divisions and things. And but I probably shouldn't have, then I was out again for another 2 months, just to rest it. But yeah, so that was a real hard one for me. I really haven't been that bad though, as far as that, like my ankles, I've had some issues, just little things that I
Wear and
just,
tear, yes.
yeah, and, but no, like I've pulled some knee, like MCL and I think on both knees, just pulled it or, but nothing too bad.
Nothing
So
major.
yeah, so I mean, I've done pretty good. My biggest thing is probably just breaking my nose like 10
Oh,
times, that kind of thing. So,
but that comes
but
with the territory, right?
that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it is.
All right,
So,
so now let's go into this is the last deep question, and then we'll go back out. All right, today,
mhm.
Grand Slam martial arts. Okay,
Yeah.
someone walks in the door, what would be the first program they're going to see going on today?
So today when people come in, let's see, I've been here all day. So this morning I had what we call the baby ninja class. So that
All right,
is
tell
a
us about that.
18 month to 3-year-old class, and the moms or grandparents or whoever that does the class with them. And so that's a fun 30-minute class that we do to get that child used to listening, used to jumping, used to controlling, doing some kicks, doing some punches, doing obstacle courses, lots of fun things like that. And it's fun, but it is exhausting. It's probably my hardest class that I teach, and even with the help in there. But so we do that, and then today we also have little dragons, which is 3 to 5 year olds,
Okay.
and so that is kind of that next step. And then our 6 and up classes, which is the kids and adults, and most time it's like families doing it together.
Okay.
So and then people that come in, I may be doing a private lesson, I may be doing different things like that. So yeah, I mean we do a lot of different things for that. Right now with COVID going on, it's changed a lot of what we can and can't do.
Yes.
Not really allowed to do much sparring right now. The grappling part is a little kind of, like I would love to be doing more of that, but I don't want to put, if the customers aren't comfortable with it, then I'm not going to force the issue. And I understand that. So there's just, we're just kind of working with it and seeing how it goes. We have everybody 10 feet apart from each other. Uh, you know,
Oh man, that's
definitely
more than the mandate.
right. So I mean, it's definitely blessings that I was able to move to a bigger facility. It was scary at first because I'm like, oh man, I just got this new big facility. Rent's higher, everything like that. Now I can't have it. But then when we came in, I was able to put more people in and safely. So that's good. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's exciting just the things that we do. We have kids that either compete, learn different how to do weapons, learn different styles of martial arts, also learn how to teach other kids things. So it's a lot of fun. And I mean, I love doing it, and I hope that I can do this forever or influence someone else to take it over if I decide to do something else. I have some things I'd love to start doing, more public speaking and different things like
Motivational.
that. Yes. And trying to work on things about that, and how to do that and get out to the community more, the elementary schools and things. Last year, I was actually a resource teacher
Oh
at
man.
at Concord Elementary. They brought me in to teach martial art, the things that I do in our martial arts classes, to help them build confidence and discipline and focus. And so I did that for the year. With COVID and everything going on, I just wasn't able to make it work. There was just too much going on I had to focus with my school first. And
Right.
then that way I could get that program back up and running again. So my goal is to get that program in all of the schools in the future in our area. So that way just there's just a different type of teaching that I think needs to be in schools for that confidence and for that belief in themselves and things. So that was what we were doing. It was called KICK, which stood for knowledge, integrity, confidence, and kindness.
Okay, I like that acronym right there. That works out right there.
Yeah.
So, what's going on in the future with you? Like, we're going into December. Let's just
Right.
Thanksgiving's on its way, so December's
Right.
rolling in.
Yes,
What does
December.
December and January look like for you?
So we have well, I thought we were having a lot of parades, but a couple have been canceled. I think there's still one right now, so we're going to do the Appomattox parade. We got things like that to get out there. Doing we have several different specials, online sales and things like that. Got camps come on. We do every Friday. We do a camp because the kids are out of school here, and on Friday that's their day. They're out of school, so we do a camp every Friday where the kids come. They can do their work if they have schoolwork, and then we work on teaching them different types of martial arts, games, all kinds of fun stuff like that. So we're continuing that, and let's see. I mean, just continuing to grow. That's my thing. Is just to keep growing the school and growing the individuals that are a part of it. And same thing with the dance program as well. We have a dance school now, and we're hoping to be able to get we put a big show called the Grandest Show,
Okay.
around May or June. And it's like, instead of just a dance recital, it's martial arts and dance. And that way you got to you have a little bit from everybody, you know? So you have some of the dancers get to do their recitals, and every class that we have martial arts does a different demonstration. We do breaking. We have some of our students that do other things like playing piano and
Oh
drums and stuff.
wow.
We feature them as well. So that way we just show that our students do more than just karate or martial arts, you know? And so, yeah, there's all kinds of things. We also have pound fit and hip hop step at our karate school. And, you know, I do a lot of personal training with kickboxing and things. So we do a little bit of everything. I'm busy.
I can tell you are, and I'm glad that you were able to make time for me.
Sure.
Um, and Jeff, cool thing is like everything you said there, man. It makes it like with the show you told me about. That sounds like Grand Marshal variety show.
Right. Yeah, it is, man. I want to be more than just, you know, and the first year we did it, we almost sold out the Rustburg like theater. So we
Oh
had,
man.
yeah, so we had 550 our first year that we did in it. So I'm excited to get back. Hopefully we can start putting more people in there again, and we'll see how it goes.
So let's get into this dance studio real quick. How did
Yeah.
this get started, and what made you want to get into dance?
So kind of the same thing. I've had people ask about it, you know. It was the same type thing with martial arts. There was no place for me to go as a kid in our area. And the same thing with dance. And we were like, all right, well, had several people ask about it, and we kind of just went for it and worked on making it happen, you know. So, you know, we've had it for, this is the third year now. Jennifer Swearingen, she is a teacher at Rustburg Elementary School,
Okay.
and she is our dance teacher, and she runs the program there. And so it's been pretty exciting as far as that goes with that. And we just keep growing each and every year. So, you know, they teach everything: hip hop, jazz, tap, contemporary, all the other stuff, adults. So yeah, so it's
So
cool.
you can learn everything. You can learn everything from hip hop to dirty dancing.
Right, that's right.
Okay, I like that. All right, Jeff. There comes a part in my show
Okay.
that I have to ask you a question, and you have to give my audience the answer.
Okay.
What is a hidden talent or a
Okay.
secret that no one knows about you?
Jeez.
I get everybody with this one.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
So let me give you a little bit a spiel to go on with this. There's a rapper in New York City. He's like a mediocre rapper. He's doing pretty good numbers up there.
Yeah.
He can do an Rubik's cube in 40 seconds. He can just take it apart. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what type of brain function is it? I want that so that
Right.
I can make $1 million with that.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely can't do that.
Me either. Like I'm
Yeah,
not even fixing it.
no,
I'm taking the stickers off and making it new.
yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah, I had a student that would walk around. I guess about 4 years ago, that was a big thing, and they got big again, and all the kids were moving them and everything, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it's man, let me think. So I have a good memory. I know so much. I probably know more pro wrestling history than I know martial arts history, which is funny. So that's one thing that, you know,
okay.
I'm probably going to have a wrestling podcast soon as
Hey, well,
well.
listen, you need to come on mine because I'm the biggest wrestling fan in Rustburg,
Oh,
professional wise.
no, you're not.
Oh,
No, you're
you
not.
might
That's
be up there. I'll give you that.
me.
Now,
We're gonna have to talk about that.
yeah, we'll definitely have to do one
So,
because I'll tell you when I would love to do a podcast with you about. And this is a side note, and I'm going to keep this in here anyway.
yeah.
What's your favorite title? What what
Oh,
titles?
you mean like world title from
World
or
title or
title
any title?
from, yeah. The one that always pops out to me is probably the 80s like NWA television title from like
Magnum CA time.
around that time. Probably the one Dusty had,
Okay.
and Arn Anderson had it as well.
All right. Now
So
I'll tell you this. I am, and everybody around me jokes about it, but I am a intercontinental
right,
champion. God, that is my
yeah,
title.
that's your title, yeah. And you like which one? The one from the mid '90s?
I like the mid '90s, but I
Yeah.
like it as a whole as being the crowning mid card title. I think if
Yeah, yeah,
any
that
company
championship.
that's my title there. Like I can go
Right,
on for days about it. I can tell you who shouldn't have had it and who's
right,
the transition and paper champion. So we'll definitely have to do that
right,
one day.
right. That's I like. So as far as with that title, I was talking about the way it appeared, but I'm that way with the U.S. title. Like that was the
Okay.
thing. But yeah, because I love the Crockett days and the Mid Atlantic area and everything like that, and going into WCW. So
And you know, when we do this, I have another buddy, Kendall Brown. You remember him?
yes, yes.
Kendall, when we were growing up, we were such big pro wrestling fans. And I'm sorry that we're doing this in your podcast real quick. But I would tape, like either he would watch Raw or watch
Yeah,
Nitro. One of us
right.
would tape it and bring it to school the next day.
Yeah.
That's how heavy we were into it.
Dude, and everybody was. It's pretty cool. It's exciting. It's something fun, you know. And that's what I tell everyone. It's like, well, how does that and karate go together? Like, it's fun. Like, it's great. And that's something I've kind of gotten known for in the sport martial arts world, is adding that kind of pro
Bravado?
wrestling element, you know, that rawness to it, you know, which is where I get my nickname from. Is sushi. Of course, we didn't have a sushi restaurant. We still don't in Rustburg.
No.
And at the time when I was growing, there was only like one in Lynchburg. So everywhere I went and traveled, the Friday before, I would go get sushi. That would be like my pre-tournament ritual. Go get sushi wherever I was at, and that's just kind of became like my nickname, right? But then
And that's what
also,
everybody calls you.
yeah, then I got a little bit more raw and crazier and just real intense. And I mean, I finished a lot of my forms when we do demonstrations. I finish it with the elbow drop. I crack like a plastic water bottle over my head before I walk into the ring. So it's just the whole thing of getting everyone to watch you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The
It's
showmanship.
fun. Yeah, yeah, and it's no matter what, everyone's like, oh man, what's going on with this guy? He's nuts. So,
All right.
yeah.
So Jeff, once again, can you plug everything for everyone, how they can reach you, where they can find out about Grand Slam martial
Grand
arts?
Slam martial arts, yes,
Yeah.
sir. So yes. So again, Jeff Doss on Facebook, Sushi Grand Slam on Instagram, and then for the business, it's Grand Slam Martial Arts on Facebook, GS Martial Arts on Instagram, sorry, and grandslamfit.com is the website, and you have information about the dance school, the karate, the fitness classes, all the stuff that we do. So yeah.
And also, you have podcasts.
Yes, I have podcasts too. So I have so much. So I have Morning Questions, and you can get that on anywhere, Apple, Spotify, any of that. It's called Morning Questions with
Are
Jeff
you on
Doss.
iHeartRadio yet?
Yes, I am on that as well. Yes.
Oh, good, good,
And
good.
and then we have Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff, and that is same thing all over the place there. We actually do it live on Facebook
Oh,
on Wednesday nights, and then it comes out Thursday morning in the podcast version. So we
okay.
actually it's live on Facebook and YouTube. So, and you can check out the YouTube channel is Martial Arts Inter Network. So
Okay.
yep.
So you got
Yeah.
a lot going on there. And Jeff,
Yes,
I want
sir.
to thank you so much for being a guest on West Virginia and Commonplace. One thing we like to do at the end of the show, you need to give a shout out because there's somebody that helped you when you were 3 years old to decide that you were going to do karate.
Right,
So
right.
get in there and
Yes,
let
sir.
everybody know who
I
all you
love
need
it.
to give a shout out to.
So I gotta get to my instructors that really inspired me. So Lawrence Arthur from Lynchburg, Virginia, and Johnny Watkins from Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Oh,
So
wow.
those guys were my instructors. Are my instructors, still inspire me and mentor me today, and are some of my like people I look up to, but also that became like friends too. You know, so
Okay.
definitely them two, and again, my family, my girlfriend Shelly Culver, and all of my students. So
Okay. And once again, Jeff, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully in the future we can have you back on.
yes, sir.
Definitely we'll have to do a wrestling podcast maybe around Christmas time if you're free.
There
Because
you
I've
go.
got like 7 different topics to debate and all kinds of other
All
stuff
right.
going
All
on.
right.
All right, thank you very much, man. Appreciate
Awesome,
it.
man.